What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Georgia versus South Carolina college basketball matchup going down Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure that you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But let's get to this one between Georgia and South Carolina. Georgia coming into this one with a record of 14-7 on the year, losers of back-to-back games, and 4 of their last 6 after an 85-76 home defeat at the hands of Alabama in their last matchup, while South Carolina comes in 18-3 on the year, winners of 4 in a row after a 63-59 victory on the road over Tennessee to improve to 6-2 in conference play this season. Now, start with Georgia. I mean, this is a Georgia team under Mike White that has performed well in some spots, and they started the conference part of their schedule 4-2, and the bulk of their best work, I would say, has been done at home for much of the season. But they've started to be inconsistent at home over the course of conference play. You know, they started with the win over Arkansas and have a win over LSU, but also losses to Tennessee and Alabama. So what we're seeing is that the good teams in the SEC that they've had to go up against at home, Georgia hasn't necessarily been able to pass the test, but the not-so-good teams, or at least the lower-end teams in the SEC up to this point, well, that's where Georgia's been able to make their money. Now, you could probably say that South Carolina, a lot of people would consider to be in the middle of that, like sort of just in the middle purgatory sort of zone, where not good enough to contend at the top, but maybe not bad enough to be considered a bottom feeder, sort of that 5-6 position in the SEC. But I'm fairly high on this South Carolina team. I wasn't early on this season, admittedly, but even though they've had a couple of stumbles in conference play, this has been a pretty good South Carolina team for the most part. I mean, they fell short against Alabama, they fell short against Georgia, so this is a revenge spot. But outside of that, 6-2 in conference play, really good for this South Carolina team. Lamont Paris doing great things in Columbia. Now, side by side, statistically, teams are fairly even, except I feel that South Carolina does have a distinct edge here in terms of how these two teams have played in conference. You know, South Carolina's defense, third best in defensive efficiency in SEC play, second in three-point defense, fourth in two-point defense. It's taking away a lot of Georgia's offense in the outer part of their in their open play part of the floor. But Georgia, where they excel, is three-point shooting. So that's negated by South Carolina's second best three-point defense in the SEC. And at the foul line, Georgia second in the SEC in free throw rate on offense, fifth in free throw shooting 76% from the line. But South Carolina, second in the SEC in free throw rate allowed. They're very disciplined. They're not giving up a whole lot of free throws. So I just don't know how the offense is going to come alive for Georgia in this game. Now, Georgia does have the better and the more efficient offense from a statistical standpoint, but South Carolina, I think they can exploit Georgia's defense, which has probably been the weakness of this team. 11th in defensive efficiency, dead last in effective field goal percentage, 10th in three-point defense, dead last in two-point defense. So Georgia giving up a ton of high percentage looks, and teams are making these high percentage looks against Georgia as well. South Carolina, second most three-pointers attempted per game in the SEC in conference play, and second most dependent on three-point shot for their point distribution. 36.3% of South Carolina's points coming from behind the arc. I think that South Carolina's just got an edge along the floor, and I think that South Carolina could be a live dog here to get some revenge against Georgia after Georgia beat the Gamecocks in Columbia earlier this season. Give me South Carolina here plus the 1.5, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. While you're at Pickdawgz, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business, and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. And while you're at our YouTube channel, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.